Boy, I have a whole bunch of random and weird comments for you guys today. It covers the spectrum of complaining, entitlement, and demanding. We got everything from conversation etiquette to slippery floors to why is my steak not free? Why does this not charge fast enough? Yeah, we got it all. And when we got it all, you guys know what that means. It's time for what every cruiser wants. Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's videos and today's hodgepodge potpourri of comments that cover just a little bit of everything. But of course, we have rudeness, we have entitlement, we have demands, because nobody can just write a comment and ask a question. If you don't know, you don't know. That's okay, but you don't have to add in all the extra just to find out a very simple answer. But without further ado, let's jump into today's comments and let's find out, are these people right? Are these people wrong? Are they speaking for everybody? Or is cruising maybe just not for them? First up today, meeting new people on a cruise ship. There are definitely tons of people out there that love and enjoy getting on a cruise ship and meeting people from all over the place. You start up a conversation with a stranger. You like to go to dinner and sit at the bigger tables where you can meet people you don't know. And if you are into that, absolutely continue doing that. It's your vacation. You do you. But honestly, there's no need to stress about it. There's no magical path, no magical words that make all of that kind of work together. But this comment, I don't know, it's a little bit weird to me. I'll read it. You guys can decide for yourself. But I kind of wonder why they ask it this way and what they ask. I don't know. Have they never been out of their house and met another person in their entire life? My wife and I are trying to make reservations for our cruise. One attraction to going on a cruise is to meet new people. What is the way to do this? I've been frustrated dealing with your call center, getting an answer as to whether we can get seated with other people at dinner. If we are successful, what is the etiquette for starting a conversation? Does the head waiter get the conversation going with introductions? How does this all work? Nothing is clear. So perhaps this person is a first-time cruiser. And look, if you want to go eat in the main dining room and you want to sit at a table with other people, all you have to do is tell them, I want to sit at a table with other people. They will make that happen. That's all you have to do. You don't have to get frustrated with the call center or any of that other kind of stuff. Bam, I want to sit at a big table with people I don't know. Done. They will make that happen. That easy. The number of people out there nowadays that really prefer to not sit at a table, that like a table for two, a table for four, means there are plenty of seats available at the bigger tables. So that part's super easy, super simple. But why would you ask the cruise line, what is the etiquette for starting a conversation? Because have you never ever started a conversation anywhere in your entire adult life? Have you never spoken to somebody you don't know? It's not like it's a formal thing. No, the head waiter is not going to come around and introduce everybody at the table to everybody else. You're adults. Introduce yourselves to each other. It reads like, I have lived in a room all by myself and never spoken to another human being in my entire life. How do I go out in the world and have a conversation? How do I meet somebody new, speak to somebody new? Is somebody going to start this off for me? But just in case it's needed, here you go. I'm going to give it to you right now. You're going to walk up to your table, and then when they're going to seat you, you're going to sit down, and you can say something very simple like, hey, everybody, my name is Chris. How's everybody doing tonight? Look at that. I just started a conversation, and nobody had to help me. Now, I get not everybody cruises the way I get. That's not really the issue or the problem. But there are some folks out there that, honestly, they seem like they overcomplicate very simple situations, like having your cabin cleaned. To me, at least, it's not rocket science. The cabin attendant, they're going to come and clean your cabin once a day. And yep, they usually will ask you at the beginning on embarkation day, do you have a preference? Cleaned in the morning, cleaned in the evening, and you can pick whichever one works best for you. Now, me personally, I tell the cabin attendant, clean it when you clean it. I don't care if it's in the morning, I don't care if it's in the afternoon. I know you got a lot of rooms, you got a busy schedule, you just clean it when it works for you. I'll make that work for me. I'm on vacation. My schedule is not that strict. Yet there's people out there that for some reason, just getting your cabin cleaned seems to stress them out and they really turn it into a complicated mess. I know we need to let our cabin steward know if we want our room taken care of earlier in the morning or in the evening. What I do not know is how people decide which. Our schedule on a cruise is never the same day to day, so what the hell are we supposed to do then? Pull this, John. These are subjects that can actually help people. Just saying, turn down is an important part of the cruise experience. On many cruises, not just with Carnival, we have found the language barrier doesn't help also. English skills should be a priority. See? It's overcomplicated. Yeah, at the beginning you decide, morning, evening, or clean it whenever. And people decide that by, well, what works best for them. If you like to sleep in and not get out of your cabin first thing in the morning, well, then you probably don't want it cleaned in the morning. If you know in the afternoon you're going to be taking a nap in your cabin, you're a napper, sometimes I'm a napper, well, maybe I don't want them to come clean it in the afternoons. The morning would work better. And if my schedule changes or flexes a little bit, well, then I go with the flow. Because again, I'm on vacation. I don't need to be so strict with exactly what time this is going on and what time they're going to come clean my cabin. But let's talk about the inn, because why you got to throw in some language barrier stuff. We all know the cruise is going to be international. You know, or unless you're a first-time cruiser, of course, that your cabin attendant is going to be from somewhere else in the world. But even for all the cruises I've been on, never really faced a language barrier issue. Sure, there may be some words or phrases that we say that maybe they don't understand right away. Maybe you got to say it a little bit different. Maybe you got to explain it a little bit different so everybody's on the same page. Perhaps they say something that you're like, huh? I didn't catch that. And they've got to do the same thing for you. But is there really that much of a language barrier issue between us and crew members? Is there really a bunch of cruisers out there going, man, this would be so much better if my room steward just would speak better English. Maybe the cruise lines need to make English the first thing they teach the new employees. Is that really a thing that people are out there feeling and wanting on a regular basis? Is there really a problem out there with people figuring out when they want their cruise cabin cleaned? Maybe there is. Maybe I don't see it. Maybe I'm a relaxed vacationer and I just don't let the little things like that stress me or bother me. At the end of the day, my room is clean. I'm good. Why do cruise lines make you prepay for specialty dining on board the ships? Well, that simply helps you show up for your reservation. See, if they didn't make you prepay, you could go on there and make a reservation at every single restaurant and then later on pick and decide which one you're actually going to go to and just not show up to the others. Now, that means that there are people who actually want to go there, cannot get a reservation if that sort of thing was allowed to happen. So the solution is cruise lines have you prepay for specialty dining. That way, you really want to go to that restaurant. Chances are you're going to show up to that restaurant. And if you just blow it off, don't show up, don't cancel, well, they've been paid for that seat. They don't have to worry about filling it. That's why the cruise lines do that. But not everybody thinks that's how it should be done. They say, the cruise line should just trust me. Trust me, I'm going to show up. I'll pay later. But it was that exact trust, that exact philosophy that put us in the situation where we have to prepay for specialty dining. See, they already tried the trust version. Okay, they already tried the, oh, no, yeah, no, we believe you. You're going to show up. Good to go. And now we're in the situation we're in now. See these weird rules that they have where you have to prepay for things? Well, that's been created by cruisers not being trustworthy in their reservations. So really, we can only blame ourselves. But of course, it doesn't end there, because not only is the cruise line, in this case Carnival, not trusting of its cruise passengers, they're the only ones, because no other cruise line does this. Yeah, right. When you talk about specialty dining, you should address why there is no trust between Carnival and their customers. I am talking about the specialty dining restaurants, and yes, why we are forced to prepay for each reservation. Your competitors do not do this. We are not all Dollar Tree people. What is a Dollar Tree people? What in the hell does that even mean? What does a Dollar Tree have to do with prepaying reservations on board a cruise ship? I really don't get that part, because I make specialty dining reservations and I prepay them. Well, because it's required. I've also been in a Dollar Tree. Does that make me some kind of different person because I've been in a Dollar Tree? Or is this some snooty entitlement that says, well, I would never be in a Dollar Tree. You would never catch me in that sort of establishment. So I clearly don't need to prepay. Is that the vibe that is coming from that particular comment? And of course, your competitors do not do this, which is really weird and really strange, because, well, they do that. Yeah, the other cruise lines, if you pre-book your specialty dining, they do want you to prepay. Isn't that weird? I have a sailing coming up on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, a competitor of Carnival Cruise Lines. I want to book the Wonderland restaurant for Tiffany. I go into the app, and oddly enough, it wants me to pay for it ahead of time. Maybe Royal Caribbean is not the competitor they are talking about. Maybe it's another one. I could be crazy here, but good God, if you're going to write in a comment, you should at least stop putting in things like your competitors don't do it, when clearly they do. I'm sure most people realize that if you're celebrating something on board a cruise ship, say your birthday, and they give you a little dessert, do a little something for you for your birthday, it's free, and there's lots of people celebrating their birthday, and just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you can have whatever you want and it be free. Is that really something that adults need to be told? I personally wouldn't think that's the case. And after reading this comment, I really wonder, is this a real comment? Did somebody really write this and feel this? Or maybe, just maybe, is it supposed to be sarcastic and funny and it just didn't come across that way? I don't know. The times that I've been on cruise ships and they've given me a little something for my birthday, I've always been like, wow, thank you. Hey, I wasn't going to get this otherwise. It's cool. You acknowledge me. I appreciate it. And it stops right there. I've never looked at it and said, this, this is what you're giving me. I don't want this. I want this. Here on Sunrise, question: why are birthday freebies you guys give away always a dessert? I asked our waiter for a steak from the steakhouse and was refused. Not everybody eats dessert. Disappointed. So, just to be clear, they brought you a little dessert to celebrate your birthday. You didn't want the dessert because not everybody eats desserts, and that part is absolutely true. But instead of that, you said, what I want is for you to go get me a free steak from the steakhouse. That's what I want. And when the waiter said no, now you're disappointed that you didn't get a free steak because that's what you wanted for your birthday. Sounds like somebody got struck with a little bit of reality, because just because you want it doesn't mean you're gonna get it, even if it is your birthday. Think of the number of people celebrating something on board a cruise ship at any given time and they suddenly all would like a steak? Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that wouldn't mind getting a free steak dinner on their birthday. Let's be honest, is that really a reality that the cruise line is going to make happen? Or should you simply be happy with what you get? And finally, let's end with a little adult responsibility. If you know or you think you are going to have a need for something specific on board a cruise, why would you just not be prepared and have it with you? Why do you automatically assume that it is the cruise line's responsibility to provide you for every single solitary little bitty need or circumstance that you may have, especially if you know ahead of time that this could be an issue for you and it's something super small that you could easily take care of yourself. But of course, we don't get comments that say, hey, I heard this may be the case. So I was prepared ahead of time. I brought it with me. Problem solved. You don't read those comments because, well, those people, they don't write in comments because, well, they were adults and they were responsible and they took care of it ahead of time. But that doesn't always work for everybody. I was told to write to you for an immediate answer to my urgent question. I am traveling next week on Vista with my mom and read a couple of reviews that the shower is slippery. Do Carnival not supply non-slip shower mats? Or is this proof again that they are not on par with blank line? I am a concerned daughter and my mom needs a non-slip surface. Are we expected to take our own or what? So they need an immediate answer to their urgent question of we have to have a non-slip surface and we could easily bring it with us, but that is not the easy answer to our urgent question. No, no. Our urgent question is, are you not going to provide it for me? Are you a subpar cruise line, less than others, because you don't have it ready to give to me? I know I need it. I know I need it ahead of time, but I am going to expect you to be the one that provides. Welcome to the world of I cannot possibly be responsible for myself. Others must be responsible for me. Now, first of all, the showers, they've got a textured surface in the bottom of them. So I've never personally experienced any slippery issues in the shower. Now, when you get out of the shower, they have a cloth floor towel mat that you are supposed to put down in the shower because the transfer between the shower and the floor, if you don't put that there, yeah, you could have a little slippery action. I know to use it because one time I didn't. And the cruise line does provide that little towel mat right outside of the shower door. It's there every day, every cruise. When they come clean your room, they replace it. But look, if you are in a unique situation like, hey, we need extra grip in the bottom of a shower, what can we possibly do? Well, you be prepared before you get on the ship. Just like if you know for a fact you cannot possibly sleep without a fan, you bring one with you on board the ship. Just like if you know I cannot go for an entire week without having a can of Coca-Cola and the cruise line serves Pepsi. Well, an adult brings it with them. See how that works? I know I want this. I know I need this. I want this during my vacation. I need this during my cruise vacation. I now have it with me. Easy, simple, adult choices and adult decisions, adult way of thinking that the world is not responsible for every one of my wants and needs every single time I leave my front door. But what do you guys think? Should the cruise line have been responsible for providing non-slippery duck things in the bottom of the cabin shower? Do they need more than they already have? And is it their responsibility to provide it to this person? Is the cruise line responsible for starting a conversation with you and other passengers in the main dining room? Is it really an overly complicated situation with getting your room cleaned with the room steward And is there a language barrier that maybe I just don't see? Is there a trust issue with specialty restaurants? Should you be given a free steak if it is your birthday and you don't like cake? So many questions, so many concerns. What do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? Are these people right? Are these people wrong? You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this just array of unique and different cruise comments we've had for you this week. And that is going to be our video for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.